You there. The Ivory Brigade has need of you. You look like you've got your wits about you. Care to make a bit of extra gold working for Leyawiin's Ivory Brigade? I've been asked by my captain to find someone who can handle themselves. We need help with a delicate situation.
What's the situation?
Deadly secrets. Assassins. Murder. Now apparently a councilor has gone missing. Between the war, bandits, and cultists, the Ivory Brigade is like the Nord that tries to plug a leaking cask of mead, only to realize he doesn't have enough fingers.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
Talk to my commander, Captain Rian Liore. You can find him just outside the city gates, trying to appease some of the nobles. Tell him I sent you, and he'll put you right to work, I'm sure.
Okay. I will go speak to Captain Rian Liore. Deadly secret. Talk to Captain Rian Liore.
Captain Rian Liore. That's who you're looking for. If you're interested in helping Leyawiin, speak to him. He should still be outside the city gates.
He hears voices in his head. Don't worry, they're good people.
You have my word. If the councilor is in Leyawiin or the surrounding countryside, the Ivory Brigade will find her. You there! A moment of your time, please.
Hiring a common sellsword. I thought Captain Rian and his Ivory Brigade were better than that.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Ivory Brigade employing mercenaries, but if you can help find Councilor Jirik, please, do everything you can. The
I watched the councilor head off this morning, the same as every other day. She keeps to a regular schedule. That's why I came to Captain Rian straight away when she failed to show up for her meeting with these nobles.
Not now, citizen. Can't you see I have my hands full at the moment? I'm sure a guard or one of my brigadines can assist you.
I heard you were looking for help. Brigadier Antonio sent me.
Why didn't you say so? Leyawiin's problems are legion, and now the Wood Elf Archer's predictions seem to be coming true. Damn these old Imperial secrets. Councilor Jirik has disappeared, and the Ivory Brigade is already spread too thin for my liking.
Tell me more about this Wood Elf Archer and the Imperial secrets.
The Wood Elf, Ivory Sharparrow. She brought news that the Dark Brotherhood was targeting members of the Elder Council. All because of some secret of the Longhouse Emperors. We took her warning seriously, but Jirik refused Brigadine protection.
You think the Dark Brotherhood harmed Councilor Jirik?
With that guild of assassins, I'm not sure what to think. But Jirik is missing, and I don't have enough Brigadines at the ready to conduct a proper search. You look capable. So, care to earn some gold and help us determine the Councilor's fate?
Yes, I will help find Councilor Jirik.
Here, let me update your map. These are places Jirik visits during her daily routine. If something befell her, it happened somewhere along this path. Meanwhile, I have Ivory Sharparrow checking locations in the city. She was very eager to help.
I know Ivory Sharparrow.
Interesting.
Yes.
She arrived a short time ago with a tale straight out of a mystery novel. She said that Emperor Leyawiin's former steward had been murdered by the Dark Brotherhood, killed over some secret pertaining to the Longhouse Emperors.
How did Ivory get involved in all this?
She apparently has been investigating this so-called Longhouse Emperor secret for a while now. She approached Councilor Leviticus with news of the murder, and evidence to suggest the rest of the Elder Council were in danger.
And where's Evelyn now?
Councilor Leviticus has kept her close, while the two of them try to make sense of this so-called secret. I have yet to be made privy to the details. With Jiric's disappearance, I'll send Ivory to check places the Councilor frequents in the city.
So, what else can you tell me about Councilor Jiric?
Councilor Jiric was a member of the Imperial Elder Council, back when we still had an empire. Now her title is mostly ceremonial, but she continues to assist the legates by serving as an intermediary with the local nobility.
The legates?
Since the collapse of the Empire and the dissolution of the Elder Council, Leyawiin has become an independent city-state. Countess Caro sits on the throne, but the Chamber of Legates governs the city.
You have a countess, but the legates are in charge.
I suppose the Countess is technically the highest authority in Leyawiin, but she leaves the administration of the city to the Chamber of Legates. Leviticus, another former council elder, leads this august body, along with Tebeziko and Amhalu.
Okay, tell me about the locations you marked on my map.
Councilor Jiric is a creature of habit. Her daily routine is to stroll along the river and stop to read near a cave across the way. While Everly Sharparrow examines spots the Councilor frequents in the city, you should check these locations.
I will do it, okay. Tell me more about the situation here in Leyawiin.
On paper, Countess Caro rules Leyawiin, but in practice, the Chamber of Legates governs the city. Legates Tebeziko and Amhalu, and Councilor Leviticus, they handle day-to-day tasks. Me, I'm commander of the Ivory Brigade, Leyawiin's militia.
You mentioned your soldiers were stretched too thin.
Indeed. Since the fall of the Empire, the Ivory Brigade had to redouble its efforts to replace the Imperial legions. We maintain active defenses in the north to keep the ongoing war at bay, but we have our hands full with refugees, bandits, and such.
Ongoing war?
The Three Banners War. Let the alliances fight over the Ruby Throne as long as they leave us in peace. I just wish I had more soldiers to spare for this new threat that Everly Sharparrow brought to our attention. Interesting. She arrived a short time ago with a tale straight out of a mystery novel. She said that Emperor Leyawiin's former steward had been murdered by the Dark Brotherhood, killed over some secret pertaining to the Longhouse Emperors.
Yes, I know. I was with Everly when we found the steward's body.
Ah, then you must be the associate she was waiting for. She'll be glad to hear that you've arrived. Everly presented her evidence to Councilor Leviticus, that the members of the Elder Council were in danger. He decided the threat was credible. Here, let me update your map.
I watched the Councilor.
bruised and someone bit into it, but still delicious.
Letter from Pharaoh Lupus. Councilor Jirik, I hope this letter finds you in good health and better spirits, my old friend. Though years have passed since I was Emperor Leyawiin's steward and you were one of his elder councilors, I fear that the secrets of the Longhouse Emperors continue to haunt us. You and other members of the Elder Council are in grave danger. Actions that you and your colleagues performed over the years for the Longhouse Emperors have inadvertently made you targets for an as yet unknown entity or entities. Of course, we both know that you were only following orders, performing your duties. Unfortunately, those who haunt you care little for the reasons. They only want to eliminate everyone who may know even the teeniest fraction of Emperor Leyawiin's final secret. I wish I could provide you with more information, but for now, this is all I know. If I learn anything further, I will be in touch. For now, please be cautious, and sleep with one eye open. Pharaoh Lupus.
I never used to fight this much, until I met you.
Letter to Councilor Leviticus. Chief Councilor Leviticus, while our time serving together on the Imperial Elder Council is long past, I still consider you to be both a colleague and a friend. I know I ignored the warning the Wood Elf brought you, refused to believe that old secrets still held any power, any danger. So, I was wrong. I received a letter from Farrell Lupus today, which, if the reports of his death are accurate, he must have sent before he was murdered, and I fear that I am being followed. I thought I caught a glimpse of a dark figure watching me from the rocks during my island walk this morning. I was so rattled by the sight that I dropped Farrell's letter. Didn't realize I had lost it until I had almost reached the cave. This must be related to a project Emperor Morikar gave me some 20 years back. He needed caretakers for some sort of storage vaults, and I procured them. Set up the contracts. Paid the costs. But that was so long ago. Even as I write this, I can feel the noose drawing tight. If you receive this, tell the others, convince them to heed the warning and accept your assistance. The secret of the Longhouse Emperors. I think this time it really will be the death of me. Councilor Jirik.
Oh, pardon me. You're not the councilor. Apologies. I heard you stumbling about and thought it might be Councilor Jirik.
Who are you?
Oh, no one important, I assure you. I'm simply one of the councilor's aides. I help her with paperwork mostly. Run errands, that sort of thing.
Captain Rian sent me to find the councilor. He thinks she might be in danger.
She initially refused the captain's offer, but she received a letter that made her uneasy. Last I saw, she was headed back to the city by way of the Eastern Gate. But she never returned to her manor, so I came to look for her. Please, find her. The councilor thought she was being followed. Please, check the area around the Eastern Gate and see if you can find her. If anything happens to the councilor, I'd feel just terrible.
In a big family, you have to know how to scrap.
Someone! Anyone! Help me! I refused to believe, but Farrell, Leviticus, they were right.
What happened to your councilor?
I was attacked. An assassin. You must warn the others. The councilors. Leyawiin's secret. It will be the death of us all!
Councilor Jirik!
Councilor Jirik! Damn, we're too late! Damn it. Looks like we were both too late. It's just like I expected when we found that list with all the councilors' names on it. I hate being right when somebody dies. Glad to see you made it here, by the way. Did you happen to see who killed her?
No, unfortunately I didn't see who attacked her, but there is a note beside her body.
The mark of the Dark Brotherhood, just like Farrell Lupus. Remember I said I was going to find Leviticus?
Well, I did. And turns out, he's the head of the city's Chamber of Legates. I just wish another person hadn't died because of this damn secret.
Remind me about the secret, please.
The secret of the Longhouse Emperors. It has something to do with the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. I think they're Daedric weapons, but that's all we know so far. Remember, I was working for Farrell Lupus. He sent me to find that strange tome.
I found a letter to Councilor Jirik from Farrell Lupus. It warned her that she was in danger.
Right, and we found that list with all the councilors' names on it. Farrell's too. The one that suggested they all knew something about the ambitions. Since Farrell was murdered, I figured the others were in danger too. Looks like I was right.
Do you know where the rest of the councilors are?
Let me have your map. This is where Councilors Valeria and Sophis were last time I checked. Go warn them. Convince them the threat is real. Then meet me at Councilor Jirik's manor in the city. Maybe we can find something more about this secret.
Okay, I will go warn the councilors, then meet you at Jirik's manor.
I'll get the city guards to come and gather the councilor's body. She shouldn't just be left out here. Then I'll head to Councilor Jirik's manor. When you're done checking on Councilor Valeria and Councilor Sophis, meet me there.
Walk me through what you know so far about this threat against the councilors.
Like I said, it all started when I found that strange tome for Farrell Lupus, and Emperor Leyawiin's journal. It was in code, but I got it translated. Sent me to a few hidden Imperial caches where I learned that the Longhouse Emperors had a secret.
Right. The secret concerning the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon.
Right. But it turned out I wasn't the only one trying to learn more about the ambitions. A group of cracked acorns called the Order of the Waking Flame. Fanatic Mehrunes Dagon cultists. Had to put arrows in more than one of those bastards.
So, why is the Dark Brotherhood murdering the councilors?
I guess someone hired them to eliminate everyone who knows about the secret. The question is, who? And I was told by a more or less friendly Dremora named Leyawiin that the fate of our world was at stake. So of course I want to figure this all out.
I get it. So tell me more about the strange book you found.
So Farrell Lupus hired me to retrieve a book from a retreat once used by the Longhouse Emperors. He never told me what it was, and he died before I could ask. The book is weird. It has weird pages and weird markings, and I can't read a word of it.
And you never learned anything else about it?
Not much. Farrell's partner said he planned to use it to make things right, but she didn't know how. And it's Daedric, I think. I will say, carrying it's kind of a burden. And I've been having strange dreams. But I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, let's change the topic. What have you been up to since Arsenium, Ivory?
Oh, I'm still trying to make a name for myself. I was green as a blade of grass when we met in Orsinium. Now I've got a few more adventures under my belt. But I've never dealt with anything quite like this. This is more than I bargained for. I'll get the city guards to come and gather the councilor's body. She shouldn't...
Mysterious note. Okay.
Stay alert. I have it on good authority that I'm in danger.
Of course, councilor. My orders are to protect the councilor, and I take my orders very seriously. Bear that in mind and keep your hands away from your weapons. Do that, and we'll get along fine.
Okay.
Step back and state your business. I have every reason to believe that my life is in danger. If you so much as make a threatening gesture, the Brigade will dismember you. He has very strict orders on that regard.
I am working for Captain Rian Liore. I was sent to tell you the threat is real.
I was beginning to suspect as much. Very well. Tell me everything that you have learned. Leave nothing out. I want to hear it all.
The Dark Brotherhood has already murdered Pharaoh Lupus and Councilor Jirik.
Lupus? Emperor Leyawiin's old steward? And Jirik as well? Gods, they are targeting the Elder Council. Anything else? Tell me. The slightest detail could mean the difference between life and death.
We think it has something to do with Leyawiin's secret. Something called the Four Ambitions.
The ambitions?
Yes.
I heard that term once before. Years ago. I must go to Tidewater Cave. I have a cache hidden there, and I need to check my records. Meanwhile, I suggest you find Jirik's files. She kept them in a hidden compartment in her nightstand.
Your records include information on Leyawiin's secret?
Possibly. I oversaw the Imperial Treasury, so my records deal with expenditures and collections. I have documents going as far back as Emperor Morikar, possibly even Durkarach, and I know I saw that term someplace. I will see what I can find.
Okay. How well did you know Councilor Jirik?
Extremely well. We were rivals as well as colleagues on the Elder Council. It was that way between all of the councilors, I suppose. Her death is a tragedy, however. I will miss her. I'll round up the Brigadines and hunt down my old records in Tidewater Cave. It may take me a while. I stored all of the Imperial financial ledgers there during the confusion after the Empire's collapse.
My orders are to protect the...
Pirates of the Topal Bay.
We weren't expecting visitors. Are you here to see the councilor?
Maybe.
Are you here to speak with Councilor Sophis? I'm afraid my husband has taken our dog for a walk. Is there something I could help you with, perhaps?
Yes, I need to find the Councilor. He may be in danger.
Danger?
Yes.
What are you talking about? Does this have something to do with that letter? And who are you, by the way?
Captain Rian sent me to check on Councilor Sophos.
Captain Rian?
Yes.
I see. Well, if the Ivory Brigade sent you, my husband likes to walk our dog Chero along the tree line. Go on and find him. I'll wait here in case he returns.
You mentioned a letter.
My husband, Valen, received a letter from an old friend this morning. Pharaoh Lupus, Emperor Leyawiin's steward. I could see that whatever was in that letter upset him, but he didn't want to discuss it, and I didn't push him. Now please, go find him. My husband and our dog Chero should be close by. I'm certain he's all right, but I appreciate Captain Rian sending someone to check on him.
Smoke, ash, and fire. Just like home.
Mysterious note. Sure, of course.
What's taking you so long? They should... Vaylin! No! Oh, Vaylin! Oh, my love! What happened? I thought Captain Rian sent you to protect my husband!
I was too late. He was already dead when I found him.
You know, Vaylin acted strange after the letter from Farrell Lupus arrived. He didn't tell me what it said, and I never asked. Before he left today, he gave me a sealed scroll, said to give it to Councilor Leviticus if anything ever happened to him.
A scroll?
A scroll, sealed and bearing my husband's stamp. Take it. Give it to Councilor Leviticus. I hope it helps catch whoever murdered my husband. I'll summon the town guard. They'll help me with my husband. Take the scroll to Councilor Leviticus. He'll know what to do. I need to take care of my husband right now.
Sophos' sealed scroll. A sealed scroll Councilor Sophos gave to his wife before he was murdered. I need to deliver it to Councilor Leviticus.
If you get stopped by an Argonian and an Orc who say they're looking for someone, please tell them to head to Solitude. They've been following me for weeks. I only just gave them the slip again.
Poor Councilor Jirik. What happened to her? It's so awful. I was the last one to talk to her. I should have gone with her. I should have been there when it happened.
How terribly frustrating. Not only did Councilor Jirik miss our meeting today, she went and got herself killed. Now who will help me with the project we were working on? Oh, it's so very inconsiderate.
I heard you were with Councilor Jirik when she expired. I hope you find the cretins that killed her. They deserve whatever punishment you and the Divines can devise.
It was just as I feared. Councilor Jirik murdered. And so close to the city gates. Where were the city guard or the brigadines when she needed them?
Oh, hey! Over here! I'm glad you're here. I've been searching all over, but I could use your help. This place is huge. Why do rich people need so many rooms? Oh, but tell me, did you warn the councilors like I asked?
Valeria has protection and in going to search her records, but I was too late to save Sophos.
Sophos is dead?
Yes,
Damn.
unfortunately.
Was it the Dark Brotherhood? What am I saying? Of course it was. I've torn this place apart, but so far I haven't found anything related to Imperial secrets or the ambitions. Maybe you can spot something I missed.
Councilor Valeria told me Jirik kept records in a hidden compartment in her nightstand.
I knew you'd be a help, but I didn't expect you to just have the answer the moment you walked in. Good job! Councilor Jirik's bedroom is upstairs. Let's see if we can find that hidden compartment.
Yes, let's see. Councilor Jirik's records.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. See what you found and then we can talk.
Councilor Jirik, it is time to rally the caretakers and move their ambitions. The new vault locations should ensure their safety and keep them hidden until I or the High Priest call for them. The forces loyal to the traitor Varen draw ever closer, and we cannot allow the ambitions to fall into their hands. This is your official order. Act immediately. This line is written in a complex imperial code. Emperor Leyawiin.
A hidden compartment? I love it! I mean, I hate that people have died, but... So, what did you find?
So, it's an order from Emperor Leyawiin. He told Jirik to move the ambitions, but the last line's in code.
Let me see that. That's a code, all right. Some of the
Yes.
other documents I found use something similar. You know, I'm really starting to hate all this secrecy surrounding the ambitions.
By the way, your brother Baragon helped us before. Do you think he can decipher it?
I'm almost certain of it. And Councilor Leviticus knows my brother. We talked about him a bit when I arrived. If there isn't a qualified scribe nearby, I can send for my brother. Let's go to Leyawiin Castle and talk to Leviticus.
Okay, I will meet you at Leyawiin Castle.
I can't help feeling that once we solve the secret of the Longhouse Emperors, we'll know how to stop the Dark Brotherhood from murdering any more of the councillors. I'll see you at the castle. I'll meet you at Leyawiin Castle. We can talk to Councilor Leviticus together. Technically, you work for the captain, so you should tell him what we uncovered.
I need your report, mercenary. Word reached me that Councilor Jirik was murdered. What about Sophos and Valeria? And did you find definitive proof that the Dark Brotherhood is our culprit?
Councilor Sophus has been murdered too, but Valeria is safe. These notes were by each of the bodies.
That's the Black Hand, symbol of the Dark Brotherhood. I wish Jirik and Sophus had allowed me to assign brigadines to protect them. At least Valeria, however reluctantly, agreed to a military escort. Did you and Ivory uncover any other information?
We gathered a few documents we think Councilor Leviticus should see.
It appears that Councilor Leviticus's trust in the Wood Elf was not misplaced. Very well. You and Ivory can head in and talk to the Councilor. Quickly, Councilor Leviticus is in the chamber just ahead. Show him what you uncovered, and let him decide how best to proceed.
Let's take the documents we received from Councilors Jirik and Sophus and show them to Councilor Leviticus. Maybe he can make sense of the Imperial Code. If not, I know someone I can contact. He's a wonder at these sorts of things.
Captain Rian and the Ivory Brigade will deal with the Dark Brotherhood. We are perfectly safe in here.
Your damn empire, Leviticus. It no longer exists, but it still causes us trouble.
Sorry.
Leyawiin and its citizens are in danger, and Leviticus is only telling the Chamber of Legates about this now? This one knew we weren't done with Leovic and the Longhouse Emperors. She just knew it.
Tell me more about the Chamber of Legates.
While Countess Kero sits on Leyawiin's throne, it is the Chamber of Legates that governs the city. There are 3 legates. This one, Amhalu, and Leviticus. Each one has an equal voice. This one supposes Leviticus's voice is slightly louder.
But you just learned about the threat through the councilors.
Leviticus was the chief counselor of the Imperial Elder Council. Since the threat concerned his former colleagues, he decided to keep it to himself until he ascertained its veracity. He did inform us as soon as the threat was deemed real.
The Imperial Elder Council?
An august body that advised the emperors and maintained the imperial bureaucracy. It was disbanded with the collapse of the Empire. Many of the former councilors came here to escape the war in Cyrodiil. They retained their titles as a sign of respect.
To keep a situation like this a secret from his fellow legates. What was Leviticus thinking? And now Councilor Jirik is dead. When the river rises, everyone gets wet, I'm afraid.
You heard about Councilor Jirik?
Most certainly. Moments after the captain brought Councilor Leviticus the news, the councilor summoned Teb and myself. He explained everything. He should have done so sooner, allowed us to help. But I know he thought he was doing the right thing.
You must be the mercenary that Captain Rian told me about. And I see you're working with Ivory Sharparrow. Good. Good. I assume you have something to report. I'm listening.
Councilors Jirik and Sophus were murdered, unfortunately. These notes were left beside the bodies.
Damn it all to oblivion and back. I should have taken Faro Lupus more seriously when I received his letter. This is definitely the mark of the Dark Brotherhood. Anything else to add to this?
Jirik and Sophus left behind documents, but part of them is written in code.
Yes, that's the Longhouse Emperor's code. Only a handful of Imperial scribes can decipher it. I know one. Aragon. I'll send for him at once. Meanwhile, we must warn the remaining councilors on the list. Eivor, Valeria, Itinia, and Vondacia.
Councilor Valeria is under guard and collecting her records from Tidewater Cave.
Very good. I've sent messages to Itinia and Vandacia already, as neither of them are currently within Leyawiin's jurisdiction. I need you to go to Fort Blueblood. Councilor Eivor has taken refuge there, but I'd prefer to have her here in Leyawiin.
Okay, I will go to Fort Bloodblue. Sorry, please. Fort Blueblood, and talk to Councilor Eivor. Sorry, Councilor Leviticus.
Everything we do now must be swift if we are to get ahead of this. Go to Fort Blueblood and convince Councilor Eivor to return to the city. She'll be safer here than at the fort.
Why is Councilor Eivor at Fort Blueblood?
Eivor has always had an affinity for the Imperial military. When she received her letter of warning from Pharaoh Lupus, she sent word to me, told me she was going to the fort, that the soldiers would protect her. I fear she is badly mistaken.
You don't think the fort is safe?
Only a token force of Brigadines guards Fort Blueblood. If the Dark Brotherhood is truly our enemy, I fear a lone assassin can bypass the fort's defenses with relative ease. Eivor would be better off here in the castle. Go and bring her back at once.
Yes, I share your suspicions. You must know more about Leyawiin's secret and the ambitions. What can you tell me about?
Sadly, no. Whatever Leyawiin confided in Pharaoh Lupus and the others, whatever he ordered them to do, he kept it a complete secret from me. I suppose he assumed I wouldn't go along with anything illegal or Daedric, and he was right.
But weren't you the chief councilor of the Elder Council?
I was, but the Elder Council was made up of almost 24 councilors. According to the list Evely Sharparrow brought me, only 7 councilors were privy to this secret. Make that 6. I have no idea why Leyawiin listed me among that group.
There must have been some reason for your name being linked with the others.
Who knows what was going through Leyawiin's head when he wrote that entry in his journal. Varen and his rebels were literally pounding at the doors of the palace at the time. And Leyawiin wasn't totally in his right mind even before the rebellion.
So, okay. Tell me more about the Longhouse Emperors.
The Longhouse Emperors were Reachmen, who seized control of the Empire and ruled for some 40 years. Dukarach the Black Drake founded the ruling house. Morikar ascended to the throne after his father's death, and his son Leyawiin followed him.
And what happened to Leyawiin?
Leyawiin made a mistake. When he decided to declare Daedra worship as the law of the land, Duke Varen Aquilarios objected. He led a rebellion and personally dispatched Leyawiin in the Imperial throne room. Thus ended the Longhouse Emperor's reign.
But that's not the end of the story.
Unfortunately, no. Varen disappeared a few years later and the Empire collapsed. Now the so-called alliances are fighting over the scraps and Tamriel is in shambles. We're doing all we can just to keep Blackwood safe and secure. Everything we do now must be swift if we are to get ahead of this. Go to Fort Blueblood and convince Councilor Eivor to return to the city. She'll be safer here than at the fort.
Leyawiin and its citizens...
To keep a situation like this a secret from his fellow legates.
We better hurry. I came a long way to make sure none of these councillors died, and have already let 2 of them down. I'll meet you at the fort. It's to the east, across the river.
Welcome to Leyawiin, citizen. Our city is a jewel on Topal Bay, safe from the ravages of that insane war. Thanks to the Ivory Brigade and Captain Rian's Brigadines, we are totally secure. Now, please go about your business and have a nice day. What an odd question. I am the ruler of Leyawiin. Of course, I allow the Chamber of Legates to deal with the day-to-day bureaucracy of the city, so I may concentrate on more important matters. Now, away with you. I have important matters to deal with. Welcome to Leyawiin.
What is it?
Quiet, you beast-witted lout. Look, Councilor Leviticus and Captain Rian sent me. I need to see Councilor Eivor now.
And what about my sister? She hasn't been seen since she took the councilor her meal.
Councilor Eivor was very clear about this. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Commander Orton won't listen. He insists that Councilor Eivor gave him strict orders. Said she wasn't to be disturbed. You talk to Orton and try to convince him. And I'm not sure why the servant is in an uproar. Something about a meal and his sister?
Commander Orton isn't listening to what I'm saying. I don't care if the councilor doesn't want to be disturbed. My sister brought a meal to her and hasn't been seen since. If anything has happened to TES...
Calm down and tell me what happened.
Me and my sister work as servants here at the fort. TES was on kitchen duty. When the councilor called for a meal, it fell to her to deliver it to the watchtower. But TES never returned to the kitchen and no one has seen her since.
I have my orders. No one is allowed into the watchtower without the express permission of Commander Orton.
Oh, another mercenary. Is our Ivory Brigade so enfeebled that Captain Rian must resort to hiring sellswords? Look, as I told the Wood Elf, Councilor Eivor was quite insistent. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Captain Rian and Councilor Leviticus sent us. Do you really want to get in the way of our mission?
All right, enough. I can see when I'm being overruled. Very well. I give you permission to enter the watchtower. Councilor Eivor's safety is now in your hands.
Why is that servant in an uproar?
Lurius? Oh, something about his sister. She's another servant here at the fort. Works in the kitchen, I believe. Apparently, she brought the councilor her meal. He says she never returned, but the servants look for any opportunity to sneak off.
Why did Councilor Eivor come to Fort Blueblood?
The councilor demanded we protect her. Said her life was in danger, but refused to give me any details. Imperial confidentiality, she insisted, above my station. I put her up in the watchtower, and assigned a couple of brigadines to guard her.
Goodbye, so...
A missing servant? I wonder what that's all about. Well, let's head into the watchtower and talk to Councilor Eivor. Hopefully it won't take a lot to convince her to return to Leyawiin with us. Oh no! Councilor Eivor's been murdered! But where's the servant?
I don't know, Ivory, but it is interesting. Of course. There is no doubt.
The Dark Brotherhood's calling card.
Uneaten meal.
Ebor's meal is still warm. So what happened to the servant that delivered it?
Councilor Ebor's journal. Unlike most of the Elder Council, I was in Emperor Leyawiin's confidence. I knew the truth of the Longhouse Emperor's secret. Most of it, anyway. Me and the High Priest. At the time, it felt like an honor to be included. Now I am in fear for my life and hidden in this damned watchtower. I decided it would be best to write down everything I know. About the four ambitions and how they were created. About the deal with Marinus Dagon. Everything. I may be the only one who knows the location of the New Worlds, where Emperor Leyawiin had the ambitions moved to as Varen's forces drew closer. I suspected that all of this was over, that it ended with the death of Leyawiin and the fall of the Longhouse Emperors. According to the letter I received from Pharaoh Lupus, I was wrong. What follows are the locations of the three worlds containing the four ambitions. The next few pages have been torn out and removed.
Of course they tore out the pages and took them, just when we were so close to finding out more about the ambitions. We have a door locked from the outside, a dead councilor, and a missing servant. Did the assassin take off with both the torn-out journal pages and the servant? Anyway, they not only murdered Eibor, they probably know how to find the ambitions now.
How did the murderer get in and out of the watchtower without the Brigadines noticing?
See that rope hanging from the top of the tower? Bet my bottom acorn that's how the assassin got in and out. But the missing servant... something about that is knocking on the back of my head. And why would the Dark Brotherhood take those pages?
Maybe the Dark Brotherhood wants the Daedric weapons for themselves.
Maybe, but everything I've read about the Dark Brotherhood never suggested they would be interested in weapons of war, if that's even what the ambitions are. Damn it, we're loosing arrows in the dark here. Let's tell Commander Orton about Eibor.
Okay, but first of all I will check the next floor.
Don't tell me what you found in the watchtower. I'm just a simple Brigadine. If you have something to report, tell it to the commander.
So, will Councilor Eibor be returning with you to Leyawiin? Am I finally going to be able to get my fort back in order?
Councilor Eibor has been murdered.
Murdered? Gods, keep your voice down. Do you want to start a panic? Tell me what you found in the watchtower.
Eibor's meal was still warm but untouched, and the assassin left a calling card.
Let me see that. A black handprint.
Yes.
The sign of the Dark Brotherhood. But where is the servant, Therese?
I don't know.
Is she involved in this fiasco? And how did she and the assassin get out of the watchtower? My Brigadines never left their post.
There was a rope hanging from the ceiling of the watchtower.
Well, that explains some of it, but not all. We need to locate Therese. Since you're already involved and working for Captain Rian, I want you to quietly try to find Therese. Start by talking to the other servants in the kitchen and dining hall. I'm leaving this to you. My Brigadines are soldiers, not investigators. Besides, I'd rather not send the entire fort into a panic. Talk to the other servants. See what they can tell you about Therese and her actions today.
You heard the commander. The kitchen is inside the headquarters building, right over there.
Therese the servant. She brought the councilor her meal, but never exited the tower. Yet the councilor is dead and Therese is missing. All right, let's start by talking to the other servants in the kitchen and dining hall.
I like reading too, you know. If you ever need an excuse to get
Your
me something.
sister is fine. This one is certain.
Then where could she be? She would never neglect her duties.
Probably found a dark corner and someone to snuggle with. This one does that all the time.
Commander Orton assures me Therese is fine. But it's not like her to disappear and shirk her duties. I worry about her, you know? Since our parents died, we only have each other. Damn it! We have to find her!
Pleasant days, visitors. How can this one assist you?
Commander Orton asked us to find Therese. Any idea where we should look?
Ah, Therese. She worries her brother so. She asked me where we kept the hot root flakes. Councilor Eivor sprinkles them on every dish. I told her they are in the pantry, but you need the key from the kitchen to unlock the door.
All right, grab a broom and start sweeping.
What? No, that's Therese's job.
And do you see Therese anywhere? No. Then start sweeping. The servants come to the kitchen to mutter and gossip. This one will not have it. Misaba asks that you do not distract them overly long, as they are already naturally lazy. What is it that you need?
You know, Commander Orton asked us to locate Therese. Have you any idea where she might be?
That young woman. She has not returned from the watchtower, so her chores remain undone. And she took the pantry key with her when she went. It is no longer hanging on its hook. That is a clear violation of the kitchen rules. A clear violation.
Where is the pantry?
The pantry is in the cellar, but the door is around the side of the building. Therese mumbled something about how the councilor loves hot root flakes, grabbed the key and the tray of food and went off. This one hasn't seen her since.
Okay. Beautiful atmosphere, Miri. I agree with you. So,
I suppose now I have to do Therese's chores as well as my own. She owes me one, and I aim to collect.
I don't know about your work, but I'm trying to find Therese. Have you any idea where we should look?
She took the councilor her meal and hasn't returned. Did you check the watchtower? Eivor's a little old, but maybe Therese decided to improve her station, if you catch my meaning. Eivor reeks of fear. Maybe Therese finds that attractive.
Tell me, what do you mean, the councilor reeks of fear?
Well, she's been acting like a frightened guar since she arrived. Stays locked up in the watchtower. Only lets a single servant in at a time. And I hear she's been burning papers. Documents of some kind. She's scared out of her wits, if you ask me.
Thank you for this information. A relic.
Before we check the pantry, let's talk.
Let's go outside the kitchen.
So, what did we learn? Councilor Eivor was frightened, but that's understandable. Interesting that she was burning documents. Her journal indicated that she knew more than the others.
Yes.
And Therese visited the pantry before heading to the watchtower.
Do you think we should take a look in the pantry?
Couldn't hurt. And every mystery novel I ever read taught me you should always follow up on every clue, even the ones that seem insignificant. Let's check the pantry and see if she was looking for more than hot root flakes down there.
Okay, agree with you. The Order of the Waking Flame. Okay.
Well?
Is that... Damn it! They murdered Therese too! Why would the Dark Brotherhood murder... Oh no! We need to talk about this! Alright, I think I figured it out. The assassin followed Therese down here, murdered her, and took her place so they could gain access to the watchtower. Pretty clever, but they didn't have to kill her.
Ivory, it is time I told you the truth. I am a member of the Dark Brotherhood.
Right. Very funny. Wait, you're serious?
Yes.
If you're part of this, if you've been trying to save your murdering friends... Ah! All right, we're going back to Leyawiin. You can walk on your own or I can drag your dead body behind me.
Calm down and listen. The Dark Brotherhood didn't do this. They don't kill without a contract.
Yeah, I've read that somewhere.
Yes.
But what about the calling cards? The Black Hand is definitely making a statement.
The Dark Brotherhood only leaves those under very special circumstances. Someone is trying too hard.
Trying too hard to convince us that the Dark Brotherhood is behind the murders.
Absolutely.
All right, I can see your point. That doesn't change the fact that the remaining councillors are still in danger. We need to warn councillors Valeria and Vandacia.
What about Commander Ortin? We should tell him what happened to Therese.
Right. Report to Commander Orton on your way out. Tell him what happened. Then go check on councillors Valeria and Vandacia. I need to return to Leyawiin and consult with Leviticus. But this, between you and I, it isn't over. Remember that.
Okay, I will report to the commander. Contact the 2 remaining councillors and then meet you in Leyawiin. Goodbye.
After you report to the commander, make contact with councillors Valeria and Vandacia. Valeria went to Tidewater Cave to get her records, and Vandacia works in the Gideon courthouse. Cracked acorns! I suddenly had the weirdest feeling come over me.
Emily, are you alright?
Yes. No, I don't know. We were talking about the counselors, Valeria and Vandacia. Suddenly I had a premonition. It was brief and disturbing and mildly unpleasant, like the dreams I've been having. But this is the first time while I was awake.
Tell me about the dreams, please.
Remember I told you about that strange book I found?
Yes.
The one with the Daedric writing that I can't read?
Yes.
I've been having bad dreams since I found it, and the dreams are becoming more frequent. This time it happened right while we were talking.
So, tell me about the premonition then.
It was just a flash, but it was accompanied by a feeling. I felt a sense of overwhelming evil, all tied up in the figure I saw in my mind. Like someone held a portrait in front of my face for just a moment and then pulled it away.
What did the figure look like?
It was one of the Waking Flame cultists, I think.
Uh-huh.
Someone powerful, in command. A dark silhouette wrapped in a cloak. I'll never forget the feeling it invoked. It was like a wave of hopelessness. We can deal with this later. Let's get back to it.
Okay.
After you report to the commander, make contact with Councilor...
What do you want?
All right. You talked to the fort's servants and rummaged around in our pantry. What's the verdict? Did you find the missing servant?
Unfortunately, Talise is in the pantry. The assassin murdered her. Pretended to be her to get into the watchtower.
That's... Oh, that's horrible. Are you sure? No. Of course you're sure. No one would lie about something like that. I'll tell her brother what happened and send someone to tend to her body. Gods, what a day this has been. We can take it from here, mercenary. I assume Captain Rian has other tasks for you to accomplish.
A murder? Here in the fort? Who would commit such an atrocity? Go! Do what the commander ordered. I have my own duties to perform.
This one was very pleased to hear of Viceroy...
Commander Orton assures me Talise is fine, but it's not...
Was that the last of them? Oh, thank feck.
Tidewater Cave.
should have joined the buoyant homages.
The mercenary. A few moments later, and you would have found an empty cave. Your timing really is impeccable. We've already packed up my records, and we're about to head out. But what news of the other councilors? Did your warnings reach them in time?
Councilors Sophos and Aber were murdered, just like Jirik. So it means that you need to go Leyawiin Castle.
All three of them?
Yes.
That's disheartening news. Well, I'll take my records to Leyawiin. Perhaps between the two of us, Councilor Leviticus and I can ascertain what past incident has returned to haunt us.
What kind of records did you keep down here?
Oh, just a lifetime of public service and bureaucracy. Mostly financial records, but also meeting notes, ledgers, those sorts of things. I oversaw budgets and finances, the collection of taxes, public works, and I kept immaculate records.
We found Jirik's files where you said Leviticus sent for a scribe to decipher the coded portions.
That's good to hear. Emperor Leyawiin loved to hide things in coded documents. But what about Councilor Vandacia? Do we know if he's still safe in Gideon?
I'm on my way to warn Councilor Vandacia next.
Perfect. Remind him he's too old to play the hero, and I want to see him in Leyawiin Castle immediately, if not sooner. These Brigadines will make sure I get to the city safely. Me and my records, both. Godspeed, mercenary. I still can't believe this is happening. It seems our past has come back to haunt us in ways we could have never imagined. I'll head to Leyawiin. I pray we'll all be safe there.
terror of the Death Hooper.
I was attacked in the streets of our fair city, Keshu. I demand you deal with the criminal post-haste.
Your guards did their job, Councilor Vandacia. The prisoner is secure.
And what's this? More assassins? Explain yourself immediately. One attempt on my life today is more than enough. If you're another one of those Dark Brotherhood bastards, I assure you, you won't find either myself or Governor Keshu to be easy prey.
No, I am no assassin. Councilor Leviticus sent me to warn you. He wants you to go to Leyawiin.
Warn me?
Yes.
As always, Leviticus offers too little and too late. I received the letter, same as the other councilors. My personal guard took the threat seriously, and we captured the assassin in the act. But what of my esteemed colleagues? Are they safe?
Councilors Jirik, Sophus, and Aba were murdered. They are all dead.
Dead? All three of them? This is unimaginable. Pharaoh Lupus's letter suggested the Longhouse Emperors left behind a secret that would prove to be a threat. But I thought he was just being melodramatic. Has Leviticus determined what this is about?
The secret concerns the 4 ambitions of Marinus Dagon. We are examining all the records to learn more.
4 ambitions?
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of them. How could
Really?
something I know nothing about make me a target of the Dark Brotherhood? It's got to be a mistake. You must question the prisoner. Get him to confess and reveal the... Governor Keshu locked the prisoner in the holding cell in the courthouse basement. Question the villain, and find out why the Dark Brotherhood is trying to wipe out anyone who was part of the Imperial Elder Council. I'll head for Leyawiin afterward.
You really don't have any idea what the secret of the Longhouse Emperors pertains to.
I wish there was something I could tell you. The letter I received suggested that some old council business was the cause of all this. Why the Dark Brotherhood would be interested in such menial affairs, I'm not sure. I'm completely baffled.
In your work with the Elder Council, you never heard anything about the ambitions?
As I said, I never heard the term. The Longhouse Emperors were enamored of secrets and code words, though. Perhaps I encountered it, but it was called something else. If you think it might be important, ask the assassin when you interrogate him.
How long did you serve on the Imperial Elder Council?
I'm not sure how relevant my ancient history is, but I was appointed to the Elder Council by Emperor Durkarach himself. I helped guide the Empire through most of the reign of the Longhouse Emperors.
In all that time, you never heard anything about ambitions.
Sadly, my role in guiding the Empire often put me at odds with the Emperors. I was rarely privy to their secrets. I'm afraid I can't shed any light on that particular mystery.
Okay, you mentioned Governor Keshu.
Keshu the Black Fin.
Mm-hmm.
War hero, progressive Argonian, and governor of our fair city of Gideon. I serve as an advisor and bureaucrat. Nothing more. I have deep roots in Gideon, so I try to do my part to keep the wheels of government turning.
How did you manage to survive the attack and also capture your assassin?
My personal guard is dedicated and well trained. Not to mention lucky. I was nearing the courthouse when the assassins sprang from the shadows. My guards reacted instantly and overpowered the villain. We brought them here and Keshu locked them away. Governor Keshu locked the prison.
Why is this the first I am hearing of a threat against the former members of the Elder Council? I should have been alerted to this the moment it came to light. The Chamber of Legates and the Ivory Brigade are usually quicker to share information.
Councilor Leviticus and Captain Rian sent me to warn Vandacia and get him to go to Leyawiin Castle.
A prudent precaution. Leyawiin Castle can be better defended than anything we have here in Gideon. Still, without accurate intelligence, my Blackfin Legion is like the watchmen patrolling at night without a lantern. Enthusiastic, but ineffective.
Blackfin Legion?
The Legion I commanded, both when I was a mercenary and when I fought for the Ebonheart Pact. When I retired, a contingent of my soldiers came with me. Now they protect Gideon from bandits, hostile Argonian tribes, and other threats.
Who are you exactly?
I am Keshu, called the Blackfin. The people of Gideon elected me as their governor. It is my honor to serve them. Prior to this, I traveled the world as a mercenary and helped establish the Ebonheart Pact. I even fought in the war for a time.
So, Gideon is part of the Ebonheart Pact.
Why a prudent precaution? The Legion I commanded. Not at all. I gave up my commission. I seek to build an advanced Saxleal society. A more inviting and vibrant culture that embraces our past glory while retaining our current outlook on the world. Gideon is the beginning of that experiment.
But Gideon isn't an Argonian city.
I learned the benefits of an integrated society during my travels. Gideon is open to anyone who wants to live in peace and contribute to my dream. All are welcome here. Someday Gideon will serve as the gateway to Black Marsh.
Gateway?
My dream is that Gideon will one day connect all of the isolated Argonian settlements with a larger world. A center of learning, diplomacy, and culture. We have a long way to go and many hurdles to overcome, but we will get there. Eventually.
So, to be honest, I like your idea. Good luck. And why haven't you questioned the prisoner yet?
I only locked the prisoner in the cell a few moments ago. I was trying to get more details out of Councilor Vandacia when you entered the courthouse. Since you're working for Captain Rian, I will allow you to interrogate the prisoner.
What can you tell me about the prisoner?
Not much. Vandacia and his guards brought him in. It was unusual, though. The man was calm, confident, completely at ease. Not a hint of worry or concern. Like the rabbit that knows it is faster than the wolf. I suggest you be careful with that one. Why is this the first time?
Governor Keshu.
cashew from egg to adolescence.
The cell door is open. What happened here?
Poured something on the lock. Hit me. And escaped.
I knew the prisoner seemed too calm given the severity of the situation. Examine the lock and see what you can determine.
I told Cashew not to dismiss my personal guard. Now look what happened. Never underestimate the cunning of the Dark Brotherhood. The assassin must be found and brought to justice. Please, if you truly want to help, you must apprehend him.
Some sort of acid ate right through the lock. Look, there's more of it on the floor.
Dripping acid. Sloppy, but it leaves a trail you should be able to follow easily enough. I shan't leave Gideon until you have the assassin once again in custody.
The prisoner used some sort of acid to disable the lock. And look, drops of acid lead toward the basement door. Follow the trail while I alert the Blackfin Legion. The assassin cannot be allowed to escape.
He ran that way, toward the old ruins.
He almost knocked me over. How rude.
I've been fishing all over Tamriel, picking up local customs where I can. Right now, I'm learning spear fishing, which requires a certain amount of stealth. Or so the Argonians tell me.
He attacked this legionnaire and ran into the ruins of the old city.
Toolbeck ruins. Aelids.
Them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that. There's got to be a better source for your alchemy practice.
Letter from Astara. Elam, the ruins within Bloodrun Cave were gutted long ago, turned into a charnel pit by the local villagers. However, the sanctuary itself remains pristine. The cave's reputation as a place of untold danger clearly persists. This will serve us well. Fighting through the cave itself may take some doing, but the door is located far back within the ruins. It is a long trek, be warned. If we intend to reopen this sanctuary, you must clear it out. I leave the details to you. And remember, death, my brother, that's the key. Matron Astara.
Right, let's chat.
Hello, my friend.
Well met, brother.
Yes,
if I
brother.
realized you were in the area, I would have suggested we meet for a meal at the Egg and Hammer. The chef makes a superb fungus omelette. I suppose you're chasing me because of the incident at the courthouse, hmm?
The letter talks about opening a Dark Brotherhood sanctuary in Bloodrun Cave.
Well, aren't you a fast reader? Look, if you're here about Councilor Van Dacia's accusations, you have to know they aren't true. From your time with the Brotherhood, you must remember that if we set out to kill someone, they wind up dead.
We found evidence beside numerous murder victims, members of the Elder Council that were killed.
Evidence? I told the Speaker those calling cards would get us into trouble. It's not like we signed them or anything. Anyone can dip their palm in black ink and make a handprint. Look, there have been no contracts. I'm here on different business.
Who would want to blame the Dark Brotherhood for these murders?
Good question. As soon as you figure it out, let me know. I definitely want to have a chat with them myself. Now, it's been lovely seeing you again, but I really do need to get back to my daring escape. If you learn anything, I'll be in touch.
Alright, I will try to determine who made these murders look like the work of the Dark Brotherhood.
If you come to any conclusions, do let me know. Ta-ta.
Goodbye, brother.
Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
Yes, I agree with you.
So, the mercenary from Leyawiin has returned. Tell me, were you able to capture the assassin? Or perhaps you killed him in battle once you caught up to him? I am eager to hear the news.
No, I wasn't able to apprehend the Dark Brotherhood agent, but I recovered this letter.
Allow me to peruse the document, if you will. Proof positive that the Dark Brotherhood is in Blackwood. We must find this sanctuary and destroy it.
The Dark Brotherhood agent denied his organization's involvement. He said he never attacked you.
What did you expect? Such lies fall from his lips like rain from the sky on a stormy day. Villains never freely admit their guilt. The evidence is right here in this letter. Meet me in Leyawiin and we'll share this information with Leviticus.
Okay. Where's Governor Keshu, by the way? Shouldn't you have more guards?
What? Oh, my personal guard are nearby, and these legionnaires are sufficient. You need not be concerned. As for Keshu, she had business to attend to. Gideon business. I saw no reason to distract her from her regular duties. Now to Leyawiin.
Goodbye.
We will all be safer inside the walls of Leyawiin Castle. And Councilor Leviticus must be made aware of these latest developments. I will gather my personal guard and meet you there. The Dark Brotherhood. They must be driven out of Blackwood.
I still can't figure out why they would be targeting us, Vandacia.
Eliminate the threat first. Then we can seek answers.
Welcome back. Things started to get interesting the moment Councilor Vandacia showed up, but otherwise it's been kind of quiet around here. Hey, Councilor Leviticus has been waiting for you to return. You better talk to him.
The mercenary returns. I dare say you and Ivory make a good team. Once Councilor Leviticus and the Chamber of Legates reach a decision, I expect that we'll call upon you again. In the meantime, Councilor Leviticus has been waiting for your report.
I'm glad you were able to reach Councilor Vandacia before anything untoward befell him. I'm still trying to comprehend the murders of the others. But don't let me detain you. Leviticus is anxious to get your perspective on the Dark Brotherhood.
Vandacia says the Dark Brotherhood plans to kill us all. Murder us in our sleep. Cut us down in the streets of Leyawiin and Gideon. Can the Brigadines even protect us from such a threat? Apologies for my hysterics. You should talk to Leviticus.
I find the Elder Counselors to be overly enamored of their own voices. But this one still appreciates their wisdom. Talk to Leviticus. He refuses to make a decision until he hears from you about events in Gideon.
Will you tell me more about the Chambers of Legates?
While Countess Kero sits on Leyawiin's throne, it is the Chamber of Legates that governs the city. There are 3 legates. This one, Amhalo, and Leviticus. Each one has an equal voice. This one supposes Leviticus's voice is slightly louder. Leviticus and August...
Councilor Leviticus fails to see the threat right in front of us. The Dark Brotherhood must be rooted out like weeds in a garden before it's too late. Talk to him, and make him see reason.
All of the remaining councilors in Blackwood are gathered here in the castle. Valeria, Vandacia, and myself. While we await the arrival of the scribe I sent for, tell me what you uncovered in Gideon. I'm not sure I agree with Vandacia's assessment.
I found a letter. It talked about reestablishing a Dark Brotherhood sanctuary in Bloodrun Cave.
Yes, I remember reports of their presence early in Morikar's reign, but they were driven out. The assassins must see this as the perfect opportunity to reclaim their base, but what does that have to do with Leyavik's secret and the ambitions?
I'm not sure. And why are they assassinating the councilors?
Von Dacia, Valeria, and I were just discussing that. We think Leyawiin had each of the councilors unknowingly working on a different aspect of the Ambitions project. They each had access to a piece of the puzzle, but no one but Leyawiin knew everything.
So, someone called upon the Dark Brotherhood to murder the councilors to preserve the secret.
That's our prevailing theory. If the councilors ever came together to compare notes, the truth of the Ambitions would be revealed. To stop that from happening, the Dark Brotherhood was sent to kill my colleagues.
So, but the Dark Brotherhood agent claimed they weren't responsible for the murders of the councilors.
Indeed. Very curious. Still, I'm hesitant to take the word of an admitted killer at face value. Not with so much at stake. Regardless, their very presence still poses a threat to all of Blackwood. The sanctuary cannot be allowed to reopen.
Maybe the coded documents Ivory and I recovered can tell us more.
Jirik's and Sophis' documents contain information written in Imperial code. I sent for the scribe Aragon, but he has yet to arrive. Until then, the councilors will remain safe within these walls. You have done well so far, and have my thanks.
No problem, councilor.
Whatever the truth behind the murders of my fellow councilors, we can't allow the Dark Brotherhood to gain a foothold in Blackwood. I'd like you and Ivory to go to Bloodrun Cave to ascertain the situation there. Talk to Ivory and make your plans.
Hey, partner! Over here!
Yes. 1 minute, please.
Whatever the truth behind the murders of my fellow councilors, we can't allow the Dark Brotherhood to gain a foothold in Blackwood. I'd like you and Ivory to go to Bloodrun Cave to ascertain the situation there. Talk to Ivory and make your plans.
Shouldn't you send the Brigadines to deal with the Dark Brotherhood?
Until we know more, I'm not prepared to engage in an all-out war with the Dark Brotherhood. No, better to send you and Ivory to investigate the situation. Then we can determine if a more forceful response is warranted.
Secrets in government are like water splashing against the shore. Slowly, over time, they erode the foundation of society. It is the way of things. Still, despite all the tragic deaths, I appreciate that you and the Wood Elf have offered to help.
Perhaps my records, when combined with the documents you secured from Jirik and Sophis, will finally allow us to determine the truth of these ambitions. I remember the scribe Aragon. He was quite competent. I'm sure he can decipher the code.
I'd deal with the Dark Brotherhood myself, me and my Brigadines. But I can't afford to leave Leyawiin unprotected. Not with everything else that has happened. The risk is simply too great.
Leviticus has finally decided to act. Good. Find the Dark Brotherhood's sanctuary hidden in Bloodrun Cave and end this threat once and for all. Oh. And take the Wood Elf with you. I understand she's the one who warned Leviticus in the first place.
The Chamber of Legates appreciate... The Chamber of Legates appreciates your help in this matter, but this one wishes she knew why these...